What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into the Local Crown podcast, where we're going to teach you how to wage war on your competition and earn your local crown, also known as the top spot on Google. Man, so I like how you've been talking about confidence a couple times throughout this interview. Where does the confidence come from for you? How did you build that up?
I got sick of getting my ass kicked. I got sick of people mocking me, making fun of me, holding me back, judging me because what I don't have, telling me I'm not going to make it, telling me I can't do anything because I didn't go to school, or I'm a teen dad. It won't work out. You just get sick of it. And when I opened my first business, I lacked confidence because I was insecure of people who had college education. I had people working for me, going and selling home security alarms that had a college education. So I naturally was insecure and would listen to them. Even though I know how to sell and I know that I'm a great leader, I would struggle when they talked, and I would struggle to hold them accountable because they were older than me or they had education. And that bothered me for a few years until I remember in a sales meeting where I was really upset with the numbers, and I had about 18 sales guys in there. Most of them college educated, not me. And here my young bud is, hey, here's what we're going to do. And I said, hey, I need everyone to come in for training Sunday that doesn't have a deal. And people cuss on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I said, look, I need everyone to come in. And so who can't make it? Well, all 6 that didn't have a deal raised their hand and said they couldn't make it. So the first guy asked was always a prick. And we just spun money on the wheel, to celebrate yesterday's sales. But this was, I need you to come in Sunday to train because, look, we need to make bigger numbers and this is unacceptable. And I asked him, he said, man, I ain't coming in here. I said, but dude, you have no deals. I don't care. I'm not coming in here. I said, you know what? I just lost it. I want you to get your shit. I want you to get the fuck out of my office. He said, excuse me? I said, you need to get your shit and get the fuck out of my office now. I said, don't let the door hit, go now. And he left and was shaking his head. And I said, dude, you ain't selling. You got no value here. You're getting paid for what you do. You're wasting my time and money. Get the fuck out. And I said, anybody else not going to come Sunday? Because we can straighten this out now. They all raise their hand. We're coming. That moment, even though it probably wasn't as professional or as healthy as it should have been, was a, wow, I can control this. I can run this show. I don't need to be intimidated no more because they have a college education. They work for me. I signed the damn check. I need to act like I signed the damn check. And so that kind of changed. And, fast forward, hanging out with other companies that did what I did and going to events, a lot of them had college education. You get insecure again and you're like, ugh. And then you figure out over time that the silver spoon fed second generation money people, they can't even hold my jock strap. I love those guys because I built things from the ground up. I'm their daddy. Their dad built their business. They're second generation. I love them. I love when they come in. I went to Harvard. Great. What'd your dad do? He ran a company. Great. I'm glad you had a great life. I didn't. I built my shit myself. Me and your dad have more in common than me and you. And I'm not picking on those people or saying they're bad, but I love having conversations with people like that because they try to toot their them being prestigious and their status around. That shit doesn't fly with me. I love it. I chew them up, spit them right out because I did what their fathers did or their grandfathers did. So after I have a conversation with them and set them straight, I'm not rude, but I'm like, yeah, no, I built this up. Nothing was handed to me. I didn't go to college. I didn't waste my money on an education. I let them know right to their face. They get a little intimidated and then there's a lot of respect. And I'm not mean at all, but I'm not going to have somebody make me feel less than when, they were born into like privilege and here you go, you're going to do all this and that. No, I earned mine. And I just make sure I remind them.
I love that, man. So a lot of what you've talked about really comes down to the mindset and maintaining the confidence and all of that. So what habits do you do on a daily basis just to keep your mind at that highest level?
Well, I got to challenge myself every day. And, there's things I'm always working on. I go 1, 2, 10, like I have a short temper. So that's something I'm challenging myself in 2021 to really ease back and get some gears, right? At least a 5 and a 7 gear, because it's 1, 2, 10. It's not good. So I'm working on that. But to challenge myself, I have a routine. I work out every day. I go to cryo every other day. I got to get my endorphins going. I have to, I have to have small wins. I set my goals that are reachable. What's today's goal? What's this week's goal? What's this month's goal? What's the next 3 months goal? Maybe the next 6 months. I don't look past that, because when you look past that, the world changes, life changes, things change, people change. And then all you do is get defeated because it takes too long to get there. And I've got major ADD. And so if I have a 2-year goal, then 6 months into it, I am checked out because it feels like it's too long to get there and I feel like a failure. But if I have a daily goal and then a weekly goal and then a monthly goal and a 3-month goal, 6-month goal, those feel like I'm getting the little wins, the little steps that I need to get up there. And that helps build the confidence, because when you get little wins, you can deal with the failures that you learn from a lot easier, and you can implement that education that you get from it to even get more wins. And I think that the big problem what people do is they set their standards and their goals, I wouldn't say unreachable, but unreachable in a short amount of time. And so there's a thing I call like dream goals, which is, hey, I'd like to be a $500 million company. That was a dream goal. But my first goal was to get to $1 million. And then it was, well, how do we do 100,000 a month? Because that'll get us to 1-2. And how do we do 200,000 a month? And how do we do? And then when you set that, all of a sudden you look up, you go, wow, we're doing 500 million a year. Because I set small goals that I can obtain, not one big goal.
I love that, man. So you've dropped so many bombs on this interview. It's insane. Is there anything that you want to leave our audience with that I didn't ask you about?
I would say scared money don't make money. We talked about confidence, but you got to bet on yourself. I've risked it all several times in my life. And if you can't bet on yourself, nobody else will bet on you. And the first key to confidence is believing and betting on yourself. And once you have that done, other people will bet on you, including your employees, your spouse, your family, your friends.
Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, email us at info@thelocalcrown.com. And if you want to get featured in our publication, Inside the Empire, alongside John Lee Dumas, the entrepreneur on fire, Jayson Waller, the CEO of Power Home Solar, Sharon Lechter, Dan Caldwell, the man that started Tap Out, and the limitless man himself, Jim Kwik, for free, then head over to thelocalcrown.com/become a contributor.